Good afternoon, guys. In today's video I'm going to show you James Cameron's Titanic book that I also had when I were a kid. This one's actually one that I rebought from eBay a while ago, and so I just thought to take you through. It's the making of the Titanic film that got released back in '97. So let's take a look through. So as you can see, it's where they actually go down to visit the wreck in the first part of the film. So James Cameron actually built Titanic, but then he ended up destroying it to make the wreck. And the design of the ship, it's remotely accurate to how Titanic looked back in 1912. And he's, I think, made 11 dives to actually see the wreck. So as you can see, that's what he destroyed to make the wreck. And that's first class. That's actually Rose Duplicator's room in first class. And that's underwater. That's Old Rose. You may recognise this scene if you've seen the Titanic film. That's Bill Paxton. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us anymore now, unfortunately. James Cameron did have, he did actually film one of his dives called Ghost of the Abyss, where he actually goes down to the wreck and Bill Paxton's actually with him. And that's when they found the safe. So the movie is actually filmed for 2 hours. It's 2 hours long, which is like when the Titanic sunk. So the deleted scenes, which are not in the film, that's the actual Titanic. That is all in the deleted scenes, because if you kept them all in, the film would have been like 4 hours long, which would have been Carpathia's time, really, when she reached the Titanic. But the set design on this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Most of these scenes, that's the building of the Grand Staircase, most of the scenes are actually filmed at night, because obviously the sinking was when that's Thomas Andrews' room on Titanic. So most of the scenes are actually filmed at night due to the sinking. You know, many people seem to think that pictures of the Grand Staircase are actually Titanic. It's not. It's the Olympic. Olympic, for those of you who don't know, Olympic is Titanic's twin sister ship. I mean, there are differences between the two, but the interior design inside the ships, they are remotely similar. And this is all like the Titanic style Edwardian clothing. So this and this, they're actually selling replicas on Esther Store. I love that picture. She was 22, I believe, Kate Winslet, when she was in Titanic. And that's Titanic in Southampton. They literally had to switch round the ships. Well, the camera had to like switch round because they were actually filming from the port side, and I think when Titanic boarded in Southampton, I think for the passengers to get into the deck, I think it was on the starboard side, so they initially had to switch the cameras round. So everything was appearing like from left to right instead of like right to left. As you can see there. That's an example of it. So it's like from reading it from right to left instead of, you know, the other way around, because they had to switch the cameras around because the side of because the ship was, I think they were all coming in from the starboard side, but the ship that when it was in Southampton was actually on the port side. And that's when Jack Dawson is doing a bet to win the tickets. It's one of Titanic's lifeboats, Lifeboat 6. And that's when she was sailing on her maiden voyage. See, all this here was actually done in green screen, because this part of the ship was actually where they were on. So it was only this half of the ship whilst they were in production. The rest of the half wasn't there, so it was only that half of the ship. And I think that in front of them was a green screen. That's the wheelhouse. For anyone who's interested, I can really recommend this book, because it really gives you a good insight to how, you know, Titanic was made. This scene is actually not in the film. This is one of the deleted scenes that they actually had to cut out. Otherwise, the film would have been too long if they kept everything in. A lot of Titanic fans are, you know, really diss this film. But for my generation, you know, if this film didn't get made, you know, I doubt there would have been really any interest in the Titanic, because it's through this film that generally kind of was a starting point and triggered it off. Then when I saw Night to Remember, that came out in 1958, if I remember rightly, that's when it really triggered everything off. This is a movie prop, and it's set in the Titanic exhibit in Middlesbrough. I actually saw this in real life. I went yesterday, and that was my third time in going. And yeah, it was amazing to see. It's absolutely beautiful. It is a movie prop that a designer designed for the film, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's really kind of like a dark blue. Yeah, it's only just dawning on me that I was like actually been real up and close to Titanic, you know, actual artifacts from the Titanic and movie props and things. Never in my life did I ever think I would ever come so close to seeing all of this. Never in my life, never. And I do get emotional as well when I see like the artifacts and, you know, of Titanic. I do get really emotional. So I think I may have a past life on it. I mean, because it does like feel like home as well, you know, like it does feel like really homely to me. So these are all the characters. You've got Thomas Andrews, Ruth DeWitt-Bucator, Captain Smith, Jack Dawson, Rose DeWitt-Bucator, Caledon Hockley, Countess Orothis, Molly Brown, J.J. Astor. So this is where Jack Dawson goes into the first class for dinner. And Kate Winslet did actually say that she didn't feel comfortable filming in first class. She said that she did actually feel more comfortable filming in the third class. And this is the third class Irish band. I won't, if no one's seen the film, I won't give anything away to what actually this scene is about. That's a gymnasium back in 1912. And I won't give any of these scenes away either to what actually is going ahead for those that haven't seen it. This drawing here was actually drawn by James Cameron. He's also an artist. So in the film, Jack Dawson's the one that draws, but in real life, this picture was actually drawn by James Cameron. And again, I won't explain to what's going on there. As you can see, the set design on nighttime is filmed by a green screen. As you can see, all that is green screen. But it's brilliant, though. And that's when Titanic hit the iceberg. As you can see, it's caused major damage. Yeah, as the officers loading passengers into the boat. You know, the stern didn't rise as high as she did in Titanic film. She rose, but not as high. As you can see, he's literally gone and flooded the first class dining room. And that's the grand staircase all getting flooded. As you can see. So this scene here is actually known as Building a Panic on the Titanic soundtrack, when the grand staircase gets flooded. And that's him designing the wreck. So he actually built the Titanic, but then he destroyed it for the wreck. As you can see, that's when the stern's rising. So all these are kind of night shots, because when Titanic sank, it all happened, you know, during the night. And that's the rising of the propellers at the back. As you can see. Most disastrous because she can only float on like 3 of her compartments. 4 would be pushing it, 5 is no chance. As you can see, she's going to split. And that's when Rose is floating in the Atlantic Ocean. Just so you know that Jack and Rose are fictional characters. They're actually nothing to do with the actual Titanic. James Cameron wanted everything going around Jack and Rose in the background to be historically accurate as possible. And that's when Lau is going back for any survivors. You know, Lau had to wait in real life for it to go quiet. And he only rescued about 3 people from the water. and one of them died, so he only managed to bring 2 people back from the water out of all them people. And that's Rose as an old woman. And that's James Cameron at Gloria's home. She did actually say that she may retire acting after she did Titanic, because Titanic was like the icing on the cake for her, so. And that's the back. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this flip through of James Cameron's Titanic book. It got released in '97. You know, even when I showed my mum this book, she was like, I remember this book. I remember when it was being advertised in W.H. Smith back in '97. So, yes, I just thought to give you a quick flip through of this, guys, if you are interested. It is available on eBay and it is available on Amazon as well. I got it for a good deal. I think I bought it for like £10 used from eBay, and it's still in good condition. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have liked it, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel if you're interested in hearing from me again. Alright my dears, see you in the next one.